I'm Jon Marshall, and we're Suncoast NPI TV, and we're coming at you now. Good morning, everybody. I'm Jon Marshall, and I am the owner of Suncoast NPI, and I'm delighted to come to you live with Suncoast NPI TV. This is an absolute delight to be bringing this to our member base. It's an absolute delight to be bringing it to the community out there, and I can't thank Mr. John Gaston with WeBeam TV enough. He's an absolute rock star. If you don't know John Gaston, if you don't know WeBeam TV, you need to look. You need to not just walk to it. You need to run to the studio right now and sign up either for your show or for your individual segment for your business, because video is the way to go, and this studio is absolutely off the chain amazing. So I kind of want to just kick this off with a quote. Surround yourself with people that push you to do and be better. No drama, no negativity, just higher goals and higher motivation, good times and positive energy, no jealousy or hate, simply bringing out the absolute best in each other. I would like to say that's my quote. I joke around and say it's Jimmy Buffett's quote, but it's really Warren Buffett's quote. And I think, as the owner, I'm just a conduit as far as looking to make Suncoast NPI and the elite organization that it is in the Tampa Bay area, and then pulling all the members up to be the absolute best they can be. And everybody that initially really joins to jump in and make money. But there's so much more involved with it once you actually peel back that onion. And today you're going to see some of our members come in here. We're going to have Shannon and Jamie Limbaugh with Next Step Image. We're going to have Cyrus Malhotra with the Malhotra Law Firm. And then we're going to have Bobby Paolini wrap us up today with Berkshire Hathaway. And you're going to just get a snippet of individuals that are members of Suncoast NPI, and we just don't take anybody. We're a seat-specific referral network organization. Actually, we're 29 years young this May, and so we've been around a while, and we continue just to raise the bar and get better and better each and every day. And so really, again, they're looking to come in to make money, but it's seat specific, right? So as the owner, I am much more interested in the member than the membership check. I'm looking for folks that are rock stars in their category, that have a servant's heart, committed the commitment to make this work. But why are you watching this out there? Maybe maybe you need some hope. I'm doing a Bible study right now, and actually our church it's called Win the Day, right? Sometimes it's hard to think even about win the year, or even maybe win the week, and maybe it's even hard to just think about win the day. But one of the things that we do as the memberships, and I'll share a story that came up just as recently as yesterday. So we have one of our members, and she's a photographer. She's amazing, and her mother's out of state, elderly, falls down, breaks her hip, and now they're just struggling with her health, her concern, and how they're going to put her up. We've been praying for her for 2 weeks now, and I had her basically in tears when I saw her yesterday. And we were in a meeting, and she was just frazzled. Another member in the organization leaned into her and said, hey, look, we're all family here, so whatever you need, just lean in. And that's at the core. That's probably the main reason why I purchased this organization. I purchased this 5 years ago, and again, the members join, and the number one reason they join is to have an ROI on their investment and an ROIT, a return on investment of their time, and to make money, and make an abundance amount of money. And that's what we look to do. To give you an idea, I have some numbers in front of me. We have $1.8 million in closed business last year, and those aren't gross dollars, those are net dollars. We don't inflate the numbers. We look at putting real numbers down here. And actually I brought a few things today. I know we have some props coming up next with Jamie and Shannon. They're out here in the studio, and so they made me think, if they're gonna have some props, man, I want to have some props too. So one of the things we've been doing is this right here. So every week in our chapters, we track this item right here. It's one-on-one and community service. right? That's one. Two, we're a referral networking group. We're not a leads group. We're a referral-based group. So we track every single referral that comes through. And I like to call this the golden ticket, or the Willy Wonka chocolate bar. And this is where they're making their money. But so just to give you some ideas and some numbers we're talking about here, 1,869 referrals were given last year. 994 of those referrals were closed. $1,888,219 of closed net business, 2,132 hours of, 2,132 one-on-one meetings, 6,390 community service hours. So in the last year, we pushing 15,000 community service hours. So going back to win the day, right? And so maybe you're out there, maybe you're a business owner, maybe you're a business professional, and maybe you're not at the top of the game. Maybe you're looking for something new. Maybe you're suffering. Maybe you're in a rut, right? And so one of my favorite books, right? They talk about suffering. Suffering leads to character. Character leads to perseverance. Perseverance leads to hope. And I even want to say one of the things that we actually even bring hope, because we bring the family, we bring like-minded professionals to the table to help you not only grow your business, but to grow your personal self as well. And we'll do an education bit here in a minute as well and give you an idea of what we bring as a value add to the membership. But so maybe you're a business professional out there today, and maybe you're thinking, you know what, I'd love to have a conduit to lean in and pour into other people and pour into community. If that is you, then I encourage you to think #free meal. Come check out one of our 7 chapters. We just launched our 7th chapter. Come check that out and come and have a free meal, free breakfast, or free lunch on us and get a feel for what we're all about. Maybe it's like, you know what, I'm looking, I went to school a while ago. I haven't picked up a book in a while, and I'll tell you this, if you haven't done that, right now, just stop, just write this down. So I think from the moment right now, if you're watching this show, to 5 years from now, the only thing that's going to really change and make you different are going to be the people you hang around with and the books that you read. So I encourage you, if you need to sever some relationships, sever them. Get around like-minded professionals, like-minded people that are looking to build you up, look to grow you. And I can tell you right now, Suncoast NPI is full of those members, and that's exactly what we do every day. And I encourage every member, from the individual member up to the advisory board level that's in between me and all the chapters, to think CAI, and like, CAI, what the heck's a CAI? CAI, crazy ass idea, right? So if it's legal and morally acceptable, we will do anything once to better the environment, to better the organization, to better the chapter, to make it more of a value add and a value appeal to the membership based. And we haven't even talked about the money yet. So maybe you're a professional out there that you want to increase, to continue your professional education and improve your public speaking and listening skills. If that's you, I encourage you to lean into Suncoast NPI. Again, come check us out. There's nothing. #free meal gets you that meal, gets you to walk in, gets you to meet 20 plus other like-minded business professionals that will help you from an education perspective, will help you from a public speaking perspective, and help you from your listening skills. And I can tell you firsthand experience. I've been involved and I've owned this for over 5 years now. And again, we're 29 years in May. And I've seen people come in and they can barely read off a cue card, and after they get in and get involved with our education, get involved with the opportunities that we bring for them to put them up and speaking in a very comfortable environment, they are truly rock stars at that in a quick amount of time. So think of it as a mini Toastmasters. And so if you're out there and you're looking about, hey, how can I increase my ability to act as a resource for my clients, customer, friends, and family, then again, I encourage you to come check out Suncoast NPI. Maybe you're out there and like you want to get to just meet other professionals that you otherwise would not know. Come see Suncoast NPI. And the final thing, hey, look, I need a bump in my income in 2019 and beyond. Then you need to run to Suncoast NPI. And so I've got a couple minutes to tee this up, but you can go on Tuesday morning, Palm Harbor. Kurt Rhodes is the clear title, is the president of that chapter at Tiffany's. That afternoon, Central Pinellas, Ben Kokenauer is the president of that chapter. Wednesday, we have Dunedin. Wednesday afternoon, we just launched Trinity Lunch. No, there's not that many other lunch chapters out there. There's none out there that are seat specific. And then Thursday, we have multiple options in the morning, anywhere from Clearwater, Largo, to Newport Richey, to Oldsmar. And so going back to the education piece. So one of the things, I actually own Suncoast NPI. I actually own this organization as well. It's called Edgenovo. My business partner, Rob Sloan, and I are putting this together, and this is what we bring to our folks every single day. So take a look at this education tidbit.
There are many different ways that entrepreneurs and marketers are able to reach customers and audiences. Hundreds of different marketing channels that exist. What is the best way of actually getting to your audience, getting to your customers, and showcasing your product or service? So here are 3 marketing channels with the highest ROI. Number 3, cold email outreach. It might seem strange to believe that cold emails, like cold calling, actually works. But surprisingly, it's extremely effective. Salesforce, the popular CRM and sales platform tool, actually added $100 million a year using this strategy. They developed a database of targeted individuals that fit their particular descriptions, and they used automated email tools in order to reach out to them. This is best used for businesses or customers with an extremely high lifetime value. Number 2 is search engine optimization. This is a go-to for most business owners and particularly startup businesses. The catch is that SEO, while seemingly easy in order to gain free traffic, it's actually not as easy as it typically seems. Getting to number 1 on a keyword might be the thing that actually seems easy. However, there are millions of keywords out there, thousands of which apply directly to your business. Developing a solid SEO strategy is very important, and it tends to work best for businesses and entrepreneurs that are willing to treat SEO as a long-term marketing strategy. Search engine optimization ROI is fantastic because it grows exponentially, just like compound interest in financial markets. Number 1 is actually direct mail. Yes, direct mail in the 21st century. It's surprising to find out that direct mail is still an option, even though most of us tend to throw out the direct mail pieces that we get in our mailbox. However, products with a higher lifetime value can become extremely effective in terms of ROI. Cheap products typically do not work. It's a highly consistent marketing channel for many individuals, therefore conversions over time work out well. This has been 3 marketing channels with the highest ROI. Thanks for watching this Monday morning sip of coffee.
Get that every Monday as a value add to their membership. Just as a shameless plug, if you're a business professional looking to kind of communicate that stuff out to your prospects and customers, call me. We can actually work out a deal. So I intentionally put that one up because next up, they talked about the number 1 ROI on that component was direct mail. Mind blown, right? Okay, so we have Shannon and Jamie coming up next, but we got to wrap this thing up. Jon Marshall, Suncoast NPI TV. Check us out.
NPI.
NPI.
With NPI.
NPI, Network Professionals International.
Suncoast NPI. Hi, I'm Ben Kogenauer with Mangrove Realty. I've been in real estate for over 10 years and with my company Mangrove Realty for over 8 years. Joined NPI about 3 years ago, and it's been a terrific resource for me to help me grow my business and to grow myself as a business owner.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Dittman with Brightway Insurance, the Dittman Agency, and I do property and casualty insurance. I started with NPI in 1995.
Hello, I'm Paul Friedlander. I am the account executive with Total Title Solutions. I've been involved with NPI now for just a little over a year.
My name is Sarah Shupp, and I am a banker at Synovus in Oldsmar, Florida. I have been a member of NPI for 2 years now, and I am about to start my 3rd year with them.
Hi, I'm Robert Paolini with Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices. I'm a residential realtor and I've been with NPI, Network Professionals International, for 2 years.
Suncoast NPI motivates me every week to grow my business and impact my community. I become better as a business owner every week, every meeting. I learn something new every meeting. I get something out of every meeting.
One of the biggest things that stands out to me is the family aspect of it. I'm not just going to breakfast with people that I don't know. I'm going to breakfast with people that I know, like, and trust. And I know that when I refer one of my customers of influence, that they are going to be in good hands. And it's not going to be a write-off, no call back, no show kind of thing.
Honestly, the relationships are great, but they're second to the results that you get. In fact, just this year alone, I've gone from number 8 in the office to number 1.
NPI is unique in the sense that the first time I walked into the chapter that I belong to, there were about 20 to 25 people in that chapter. Normally a small chapter, but I knew the people in there. I knew the power of the synergy that was in that room, and what that has related to over the last year has related to over $34,000 and thank you for closed business back to me.
Or every week that I meet with the friends and family that I've gotten to know, and we pass referrals. This year alone, I've closed over $40,000 in referrals from my NPI chapter.
Hi, my name is Jon Marshall. I'm the owner of Suncoast NPI. We're a locally owned, seat-specific, world-class, 28-year young referral networking organization with a community look and feel. As the owner, I'm not so much interested in the membership check. I'm interested in the member. We're here to make money as members, but more importantly, we're here to give back to the community and to make it a better place to live, work, and play.
My dad is the owner of Suncoast NPI, and as he always says, when we pull together, we all win!
Hey, we're back live. I'm Jon Marshall. I'm the owner of Suncoast NPI, and I have next to me Shannon and Jamie Limbaugh. Before I actually officially introduce them, as we said earlier, Suncoast NPI, right? We're a seat-specific organization. So as a seat-specific organization, we're looking for individuals that are rock stars at what they do. And we're looking at 2 rock stars right here. And then we're also behind that, we're looking for individuals that have a servant's heart. And so they definitely have that. They pour out in the community, and they're always giving back. And then finally, the commitment to make the chapters not survive, but thrive. And that's, you guys are rock stars. So this show is all about you guys. I'm stinking excited that you're here. Let's do this. So,
a little nervous.
it's all right. Don't worry about the thousands of people out there, you know. So
I thought you said millions.
The million. Hey, shh. But hey, so I tell you what. Why don't we tell us a little bit about what you guys do, about your company?
Well, a little bit about the company is one. I mean, we're very proud to be a business-owned and ran company. So we just got married in November.
Congratulations.
Became an official family company. So we run the day-to-day operations, and my daughter is the CFO. She's in college studying to be a OBGYN.
Right.
And she handles the books. She's great at math. So and what we do, we help business owners look great, keep their best foot forward with full color printing and free graphic design.
That's awesome, man. And I've seen it, and I've actually had the pleasure of actually having you guys do stuff for me, and I love what you guys do.
Thank you.
But you're not the only one out there, right? Right? We all know that, right? You're not the only one out there that does this, right?
Absolutely.
So what really differentiates you? I know I can think through a lot of things, but what differentiates you and your company within this marketplace?
The top ones. One, there's a lot of people even that are printing brokers, but how we utilize that, we usually use that as a benefit to service the client. And the free graphic design.
Free graphic design.
Yeah, now that's where the networking is important to us because people don't get it. They think free is like maybe it's low rent, and it's not. We actually bring free graphic design, which you've experienced yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
With the printing order, and we'll reprint after the proofing process. So if we made a mistake applying something that was given to us correctly, we'll rerun it. So there's a lot of things that differentiate us about us that people experience.
Wow, that's really cool. So how about this? So things change. Market trends happen. So what do you guys see? What are you guys looking at in the horizon? What kind of market trends do you see coming up?
The every door direct mail.
We just saw the number one ROI.
Direct mail is great, and with the every door direct mail, we're able to, it's even getting where you can target a little bit more, but for saturation mail and reaching the area around you, that's where our niche is, and we're helping out a lot of realtors. So again, the return on investment, with the every door direct mail, you're able to get the mail out for less money, and with us make the impact that it needs to make. So that ROI just gets even increased more.
Gotcha. That's really cool. So what do you guys offer people I've seen a lot of cards out there. I've seen some kind of cool cards, interesting cards. What do you guys offer people who want an unconventional business card?
Well, unconventional cards are awesome because in networking,
you hand them out. Yeah, absolutely.
Let me.
You brought some? You brought some props. I love it.
So this is Jason Kinnard's card. So this has the rounded corners, some spot UV, some added features. Here's someone who's going to speak here in a little bit. Cyrus's card.
We know that guy.
So this has 2 different areas of law. He could place it in different places, and of course when it gets picked up, and then when it's picked up, the added features. So just some different things like that, where they're either thicker, they have some sort of gloss, so when somebody either looks at them or touches them or feels them, they actually see something about them or feel something about them that has an impact other than what somebody might have said to them about.
Very cool.
Wow factor.
Those look good. And yeah, no, I always see something
All
different
NPI
from you
members.
guys. What's that?
All NPI members, by the way.
Are they really?
Yes.
Get out of here, man. What? That's crazy. So I know you do more business outside of that. So, but we love you guys. So tell me about what people are left with when they do business with you guys.
Oh, they're wowed. They're floored.
wowed.
They love the products that we create for them.
Yeah, it's great because it takes something to be able to take somebody's ideas from their head and put it onto the canvas, as you saw,
Right.
With your experience. And when they get wowed by that, it's awesome. Like we get wowed by that. They're just like, we didn't expect you to do that. How'd you do that? I didn't give you anything. And
Right.
what we turn it into is really cool.
Yeah.
So them being wowed by what we do is awesome.
That's cool. And you know, I'll do the testimony right here. I mean, again, I've had multiple projects done from you guys, and every single time I was wowed. And I'm not saying that. I'm not sucking up. I'm not saying that just for that. I'm saying it because it's legit.
And we won't stop until we get that.
And
Right.
that,
Go for it.
Yeah, and I appreciate you saying that because yeah, sometimes out of the chute, maybe the first shot isn't necessarily a wow, right? So you just work it through and get the wow there. And you
Absolutely.
guys
We
have to-
listen for it.
Yeah.
If we don't hear the wow, it's like you can't just say wow.
Right.
We listen for it. It's got to be real.
Gotcha. Persistence. I talked about that earlier in the last one. So if you don't mind, I'd love to hear a little bit about your experience with Suncoast NPI.
Oh, I love Suncoast NPI. I love going every week and seeing the people, you know, consistently at the lunch meetings, and seeing how how everybody's helping each other. I
Wow.
mean, for instance,
Cool.
you know, the real estate agent, Ben and Didier, you know, the mortgage person, they all work together in order to help their clients, and I just love that.
That's awesome.
I love it.
I
Yeah,
get to
very
work with them on the back end, and when you're working with somebody that you're networking partners with, the response time is different. You know them at a level that you don't know your clients that you may have got through traditional marketing. So there's just a different relationship there that's not available with cold marketing.
Right. Yeah, that's cool. I appreciate you sharing that, and I'm delighted again to have you as a member. I really am. So. Want to tell about some famous or inspirational quotes? Is there something that's top of mind for you on that?
Really one that we kind of live by. It's Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali?
I'm going to try to say this right, but the service that we do for others is the rent that we pay for our room here on the planet Earth. And we really live by that. I'm sure Shannon will agree. If you're not making a difference with your life, you're not living.
Right.
Or making a difference for others.
Yeah, very cool. I love that. Now, we do have some more time, so this is good. So I've had the privilege of knowing you
Oh, a long time.
for a long time.
Yes.
A long time. I want to
Yes.
say like at least 6 years.
Absolutely.
And
it's all been through marketing.
It started in marketing and networking. And you want to just share a little bit about the stories and how you got to where you are today? Is that a fair question?
Absolutely. We met in networking.
let's hear it.
9 years ago, it was two organizations had a co-event, and we met there, and she joined an organization that I was in because it made sense. It was another strong relationship years ago. And then over the years, just networking, seeing these are different things, we just developed into a relationship. So it's, and then...
I always knew where to go for my business cards.
Yeah, I have like probably 15 different cards over the years that I printed for Shannon. Even, it just blossomed into this perfect business. I mean, we love what we do. We don't punch a clock. We're able to make a difference for people. And again, the wow factor. I get caught up in it if I even think about it. We're so blessed. It's hard to even talk about how blessed we are.
Yeah, that's really cool. So, the motivation on the wow factor. What other kind of triggers? So maybe there's things maybe you wish you might have done differently. What do you think about that as you kind of go through? I mean, I talked about earlier, it's like, hey, as a business owner over here, you're a business owner, it's got to fail forward, and how do we kind of come across, and how do we get a little bit better each day?
I would say taking advantage sooner of what's offered, and I've broken through that, but with the trainings, like with the trainings that are offered, if you're in an organization and they offer trainings, that's obviously to better your experience in that organization. So
Educate yourself.
Yeah. Take advantage of whatever, because they have this for a reason in place.
Yeah, I gotcha. And you just came out of one.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
You want to share a little bit about that?
The Landmark Forum?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's another organization we've been involved in, and it makes a difference for us and everyone else that we've invited to it.
Yeah, what what it specifically does, it listens for and it reliably delivers what makes a difference in what people are dealing with and what's interesting and what's important to them.
Right.
And leaves them, with more power and freedom with what they already have. So it's a discovery learning course.
Gotcha.
Makes a real difference.
Gotcha. And so you're doing the cards, you're doing direct door to door. And so what other things, how else would you like to present your business out
We
here?
love to help people with their trade shows.
Their trade shows? How would you go about doing that?
Well, we have lots of different items that they could choose from to market their business at the trade shows.
Yeah, we would start by how do they want to express themselves, like what are they up to? So that's different for every business. And then we match that with different things that would display them well. One, to draw attention to their booth, and then to have the right information for their, like what kind of behavioral style is their client.
Okay.
So, information that never leads to a yes or no, but always raises more questions so that they can get them in the door to close a deal.
Gotcha. Very cool. That sounds good. I like the trade show aspect. You want to talk about maybe a risk that you might have taken as we come down to like a minute or so to close out the segment?
Yeah, one risk is being specific to be terrific. So I'll tell people that I help, realtors get new listings and with the every door direct mail. And you think that you want to tell everybody everything that you do, but when you say I do this, then they go, well, can you do it for this person? Well, what about, a pizza place? What about this? Well, of course we can do that. But we do it for realtors and other people think of those things.
Gotcha.
So where if we try to make them think of those things, they narrow into what's on their mind.
Right. Specific to be terrific.
Absolutely.
I like that, man.
Niches get riches.
Yeah. You got a few of these, don't you? Let's hear a couple more, man.
We don't have time.
No. How about a book? Anything you guys picked up lately? And maybe the Landmark Forum might present something to you.
A friend of mine, Jimmy Mack, he's a writer, and forgive me, I don't know the title of the book.
That's okay.
It's a 365-day read, and what it is it's not dated. So every day you can read a new manifest, and then it has a story that goes along with that manifest. So it kind of makes that manifest true through a share. And it's just something that'll motivate your day. It's always relative. Every time you open that book and read the day, it's relative.
That's cool. I'm going to look up Jimmy Mack, and we're going to actually share this later.
Liquid fish.
Yeah, that's cool. So we're going to close this out, and you guys are amazing. Jamie, Shannon, Limbaugh, Next Step Image. We're going to have Cyrus come up next. But again, you guys are absolute rock stars. Suncoast NPI, we like to say, Suncoast NPI, when we pull together,
We all win.
we all
Absolutely.
win.
Everybody
You're
wins.
awesome. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
NPI.
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 NPI, Network Professionals International.
Suncoast NPI. Hi, I'm Ben Kogenauer with Mangrove Realty. I've been in real estate for over 10 years and with my company Mangrove Realty for over 8 years. Joined NPI about 3 years ago, and it's been a terrific resource for me to help me grow my business and to grow myself as a business owner.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Dittman with Brightway Insurance, the Dittman Agency, and I do property and casualty insurance. I started with NPI in 1995.
Hello, I'm Paul Friedlander. I am the account executive with Total Title Solutions. I've been involved with NPI now for just a little over a year.
My name is Sarah Shupp, and I am a banker at Synovus in Oldsmar, Florida. I have been a member of NPI for 2 years now, and I am about to start my 3rd year with them.
Hi, I'm Robert Paolini with Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices. I'm a residential realtor, and I've been with NPI, Network Professionals International, for 2 years.
Suncoast NPI motivates me every week to grow my business and impact my community. I become better as a business owner every week, every meeting. I learn something new every meeting. I get something out of every meeting.
One of the biggest things that stands out to me is the family aspect of it. I'm not just going to breakfast with people that I don't know. I'm going to breakfast with people that I know, like, and trust. And I know that when I refer one of my customers of influence, that they are going to be in good hands. And it's not going to be a write-off, no call back, no show kind of thing.
Honestly, the relationships are great, but they're second to the results that you get. In fact, just this year alone, I've gone from number 8 in the office to number 1.
NPI is unique in the sense that the first time I walked into the chapter that I belong to, there were about 20 to 25 people in that chapter. Normally a small chapter, but I knew the people in there. I knew the power of the synergy that was in that room. And what that has related to over the last year has related to over $34,000 in thank you for closed business back to me.
Or every week that I meet with the friends and family that I've gotten to know, and we pass referrals. This year alone, I've closed over $40,000 in referrals from my NPI chapter.
Hi, my name is Jon Marshall. I'm the owner of Suncoast NPI. We're a locally owned, seat-specific, world-class, 28-year young referral networking organization with a community look and feel. As the owner, I'm not so much interested in the membership check. I'm interested in the member. We're here to make money as members, but more importantly, we're here to give back to the community and to make it a better place to live, work, and play.
My dad is the owner of Suncoast NPI, and as he always says, when we pull together, we all win!
We're back at you live. Jon Marshall, owner of Suncoast NPI, and we're Suncoast NPI TV. And I have Cyrus sitting across from me. And again, just as we had, thank you for Shannon and Jamie Limbaugh being on. They were phenomenal, and their products are amazing. And direct mail, #1 return on ROI. But this is Cyrus's time to shine. And Cyrus, again, we've had Cyrus on the show before, and the feedback that we've gotten has been amazing. And I'm just excited that Cyrus Malhotra.
There you go.
See, I can learn. You know, who says you can't teach old dogs new tricks, right? I can learn how to pronounce. But Cyrus, so this is all about you, Cyrus. So why don't you, if you don't mind, introduce us a little bit about your law firm.
Sure. And John, thank you very much. I really appreciate being back on the show. This is a phenomenal opportunity. I just want to thank everyone over here. It's a very professional setup. And before I get started, I just want to say, hey, little Cy, hi, mommy. I love you guys both very much.
Oh, shout out! I like it.
I don't know if you can see, but I got my little flash cufflinks on, so that's just for you. Hope you're having a great day.
That's awesome.
So my name's Cyrus Malhotra, and I started the Malhotra Law Firm in 2008. We're currently headquartered in Tampa Bay, Florida, but have offices throughout the state, and we focus on personal injury, estate planning, and probate law.
Yeah, that's very cool. So I know we want to maybe talk in and lean into a little bit on a estate side. So you want to tell us, if you don't mind, what is actually estate planning?
Sure. Estate planning is the act of preparing for the transfer of wealth and assets upon passing by naming beneficiaries, who are people who will receive your assets, and the people who you trust to deliver those assets to the beneficiaries. Estate planning also encompasses advance directives, which are documents necessary in the event a person is alive but unable to communicate.
Gotcha. That's cool. And I think there's probably a few different documents probably that go along with that. So can you elaborate a little bit more on what are the different documents that are actually involved with estate planning?
Estate planning consists of several documents. The main document is one everyone's familiar with. It's the last will and testament, otherwise known as the will. And this is what determines who receives the inheritance. A last will and testament can also name a guardian for minor children. The remainder of the documents are known as advance directives. So the first one is known as a healthcare surrogate. This is someone who can make healthcare decisions for you in the event that you're alive but unable to communicate. Second document is a power of attorney. This is someone who can make financial decisions for you in the event that you're alive but unable to communicate. And third is a living will. It's a lot of times it's confused with a last will and testament, but it's something very different. Think of Terry Schiavo. In a situation where a person is in an end of life, persistently vegetative state, a living will can determine what we want to happen to us. So this is a very important document to have, and it's all part of the advanced directives of estate planning.
Wow, that's a lot going on there. How about if we switch it over a little bit? What do you think? You want to dive into a little bit and tell us what is a trust?
Sure. So an inter vivos trust, otherwise known as a living trust or a revocable trust, is a written legal document designed to manage your assets for your lifetime. After passing, your assets are then passed over to beneficiaries who you name in your trust. These are people that you intend to receive your inheritance. And it's done so by successor trustees. These are people that you trust to deliver the assets to the beneficiaries. What's nice about a trust is that, number one, there's many different benefits, but it avoids probate, and it also allows how your inheritance is given to your beneficiaries. If you have a beneficiary that you might be a little concerned might not make the best financial decisions, a trust allows you to dole out your inheritance over time instead of one lump sum, thereby giving a much greater probability that your inheritance won't be spent very quickly.
Gotcha. That's a lot of information there, Cyrus. I appreciate that. So I think there's more than one type of trust. So what about different types of trusts that are actually offered?
So the Malhotra Law Firm offers several different types of trust. Obviously, the most common type of trust is a revocable trust. These are trusts that can be modified and changed at any time. Another type of trust is an irrevocable trust. They're a little more complicated. These are most often used in estate plan in asset protection situations. We also have specific trusts dealing with pets, for example. We have a lot of clients where they might not have family members, but they have pets, and they're concerned about what might happen to these pets after their passing. Pet trust can acknowledge that and basically set out a plan for these pets. We also have land trusts. These are great for real estate investors. It's another way to own a parcel of real estate other than an entity such as an LLC or a corporation that offers several advantages. We even offer certain trusts such as firearm trusts that are designed specifically to hold firearms. To learn more about all the different trusts that we offer and to get started, please visit flestatesolutions.com.
Wow, that's very cool. And pets and firearms, wow, that's interesting. I didn't know that. So I understand you offer your clients several different options for getting their estate plan completing. Can you take that a step further for us?
Our online estate planning option is the most affordable, convenient way to complete an estate plan. Now, most of my clients, when I first speak with them, the first thing they say is, I need to meet my attorney in person. And I understand that. Since the dawn of time, that's how estate planning was completed. But over the course of 12 years, since 2008, I've completed over 3,500 estate plans.
Wow.
And during that time, I've got this process down to a science. We have an online questionnaire, which you can find on our website, flestatesolutions.com, which takes no more than 15 minutes to complete. I don't need a list of all your assets. I don't need a list of all bank accounts. That can be added at any time in the future. The only thing we need to complete your estate plan is a list of the people who you want to receive your assets, known as your beneficiaries, and the people who you trust to deliver those assets to the beneficiaries. Everything else can be changed at any given time.
Yeah, that's amazing. So you're a wealth of information there, Mr. Cyrus. Let's segue over to real estate, because I know you do a lot of different things. So how about, what are some of the flat fee services that you offer for real estate?
The Malhotra Law Firm offers flat fee services for the preparation of deeds at a cost of $199. We can prepare general warranty deeds, special warranty deeds, quitclaim deeds, ladybird deeds, and life estate deeds. We also offer the preparation of purchase and sale contracts for both residential as well as commercial real estate, as well as leases for both residential and commercial property.
That's great. So you mentioned deeds. So I got to ask the question. So what's a real estate deed?
A real estate deed is a document that transfers ownership of real estate from one party to another.
Huh, interesting. So why, then, help me understand, and actually help the viewers understand, why would somebody need your service to actually get a new real estate deed?
So in a situation where someone is getting divorced, for example, and they need to get an ex-spouse off the property, or someone's getting married and they'd like to add their spouse onto the property, or even if they're just selling on their own, purchasing on their own, or they'd like to add a child to their property, a deed is the way to go. You want an attorney who's familiar with pitfalls, someone who has the experience. We've prepared hundreds of deeds for our clients in all of those situations, and we can help you out with yours as well.
That's incredible, Cyrus. How about let's do this. Let's segue, if you're comfortable. Let's segue over to some probate. So, like, what is probate, and then why is it actually necessary?
Probate is a court-supervised process whereby a decedent's assets are transferred to the rightful beneficiaries either by Florida will or by Florida statute. Any property that is in a decedent's name alone and not in the name of a trust must be probated. If we have bank accounts or investment accounts where there's no pay-on-death beneficiary named, those are all assets that must be probated.
Huh. Okay, so then behind that is, so what actually is a homestead property, and then actually how does it affect probate?
In the process of probate, any homestead property is dealt with much differently than an average asset. A homestead property is classified as the primary residence that was owned by the decedent at the time of passing. In order to transfer homestead property, we must prepare special pleadings, and a special hearing must be held before the court in order to determine how that homestead property will be transferred.
Huh, you're bringing it, Cyrus. You're bringing your A game today.
Trying to get as much information as I can.
So look at you. So I know people are leaning in and like, hey, tell me more, tell me more. So why don't we segue over to personal injury? Excuse me. Why do we need to get medical treatment? Everybody talks about, hey, there's an injury and you need to do something. I don't feel bad. Yes. And, I don't need to see anything. Why do we need to get medical treatment within 14 days?
That's a great question, John. In the state of Florida, we have what's known as personal injury protection. We're known as a no-fault state. So as long as you have valid car insurance, you have $10,000 in personal injury protection. Now that's available for medical treatment and lost wages, regardless of who was at fault. However, there's a lot of caveats with personal injury protection. So the first one, the major one, and this is all designed by the insurance carriers, is that we must seek medical attention within 14 days. If we don't seek medical attention within 14 days, we've lost that $10,000 protection. At most, you might have $2,500, if any at all. But this is the opportunity for the insurance company to build their case against you by showing that you're not really hurt because it took you 14 days to go see a medical professional. That's why it's always recommended, if there's any thought, even if you feel okay the day after the accident, get checked out. Be safe, protect yourself. In the event that you do have an injury several weeks or several months down the road that's attributed to this accident, this is how we're going to lay the framework for your case against the insurance company.
Wow, that's great to know because, yeah, again, a lot of people don't feel anything, right? So they're like, I'm not going to go. And if they go 15, it's forget it.
Exactly. And I can't tell you the amount of cases where I have cases where 30, 45 days after the accident, my client doesn't want to go to the doctor. And the reason is because they don't want to bother the insurance company. They don't want to hassle anyone. And that's not the right frame of mind. Yeah. We have insurance for a reason. That reason is to make sure that we're protected in the event of an accident. Yeah. So we have to use that.
Yeah, that's great. So what types of medical treatment do the clients typically receive?
So depending on the severity of the accident, we can run the range of just maybe a couple of weeks of chiropractic treatment, in which case they might have some whiplash that's better by that point. But we have other situations where the client goes to chiropractic treatment for up to several months. They're not getting any better, and we have MRIs that show herniations, which might need more advanced medical treatment. A lot of times we have to send them to an orthopedic specialist. Sometimes some injections can do the trick, but other times we might have to resort to surgical intervention.
Wow. Okay. How about this? Talk about like no fault. I hear that often. So what is that? What can you take that onion and peel it back? What does that actually no fault mean?
Sure. So, as I mentioned before, Florida is a no-fault state. What that means is that we all have $10,000 in personal injury protection that we can use regardless of who is at fault. This does present complications, though, in the sense that in Florida, we're not required currently to carry bodily injury protection, which would cover someone else that's been injured in the event of an accident. So right now, personal injury protection is all we have that's guaranteed. So we don't have any bodily injury coverage. That personal injury protection is what helps us, but it's only to that $10,000. So it's very easy to see how one trip to the hospital might be able to eat up that whole $10,000, and that's why it's always recommended, and I tell all my clients this all the time, make sure you have uninsured motorist coverage on your policy. Make sure you review your policy, because without uninsured motorist coverage, you're hoping that the other party has bodily injury coverage. Yeah. With uninsured motorist coverage, you can protect your family for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. And we've got like 40 seconds left here. So I have a feeling I know what you're going to go with this since how we started this off. Well, what are some of the things that motivate you, Cyrus?
Well, obviously my biggest motivator is my family and my clients. I really love who I fight for. I've really been blessed by phenomenal clients, and I really, really love fighting for them. It truly just brings me happiness when I can get something what they deserve.
Yeah, that's awesome. So want to show that cufflink one more time for your boy?
Yeah, there you go.
There it is.
Flash cufflink.
Flash cufflink. Suncoast NPI, when we pull together,
we all win.
Thank you, Cyrus.
NPI.
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 NPI, Network Professionals International.
Suncoast NPI. Hi, I'm Ben Kogenauer with Mangrove Realty. I've been in real estate for over 10 years and with my company Mangrove Realty for over 8 years. Joined NPI about 3 years ago, and it's been a terrific resource for me to help me grow my business and to grow myself as a business owner.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Dittman with Brightway Insurance, the Dittman Agency, and I do property and casualty insurance. I started with NPI in 1995.
Hello, I'm Paul Friedlander. I am the account executive with Total Title Solutions. I've been involved with NPI now for just a little over a year.
My name is Sarah Shupp, and I am a banker at Synovus in Oldsmar, Florida. I have been a member of NPI for 2 years now, and I am about to start my 3rd year with them.
Hi, I'm Robert Paolini with Berkshire Hathaway Homeservices. I'm a residential realtor and I've been with NPI Network Professionals International for 2 years.
Suncoast NPI motivates me every week to grow my business and impact my community. I become better as a business owner every week, every meeting. I learn something new every meeting. I get something out of every meeting.
One of the biggest things that stands out to me is the family aspect of it. I'm not just going to breakfast with people that I don't know. I'm going to breakfast with people that I know, like, and trust. And I know that when I refer one of my customers of influence, that they are going to be in good hands. And it's not going to be a write-off, no call back, no show kind of thing.
Honestly, the relationships are great, but they're second to the results that you get. In fact, just this year alone, I've gone from number 8 in the office to number 1.
NPI is unique in the sense that the first time I walked into the chapter that I belong to, there were about 20 to 25 people in that chapter. Normally a small chapter, but I knew the people in there. I knew the power of the synergy that was in that room, and what that has related to over the last year has related to over $34,000 in thank you for closed business back to me.
Or every week that I meet with the friends and family that I've gotten to know, and we pass referrals. This year alone, I've closed over $40,000 in referrals from my NPI chapter.
Hi, my name is Jon Marshall. I'm the owner of Suncoast NPI. We're a locally owned, seat-specific, world-class, 28-year young referral networking organization with a community look and feel. As the owner, I'm not so much interested in the membership check. I'm interested in the member. We're here to make money as members, but more importantly, we're here to give back to the community and to make it a better place to live, work, and play.
My dad is the owner of Suncoast NPI, and as he always says, when we pull together, we all win!
Hey, we're back. It's crazy how time flies on Suncoast NPI TV, and I know you're leaning in, and I know a lot of you guys are leaning in and have learned a lot from some of our members with Cyrus that just had a wealth of information, and Shannon and Jamie Limbaugh with Next Step Image. And now we have Mr. Paolini, and Mr. Paolini's with Berkshire Hathaway, and I've known this gentleman for quite a few years now, and it really, as we talk about NPI, everybody fits this mold, but I just like to reiterate it and say it again, just for you guys to hear it out there. NPI members, the rock star, seat specific, so there's rock stars in their categories, and that's Mr. Paolini, that's the gentleman that's sitting right next here. Servant's heart, oh my gosh, this guy's heart's bigger than this studio, and the studio is quite big. You guys should come check this thing out. And
Thanks, brother.
And then committed to the commitment to make the chapters thrive. You're a rock star, dude, and I appreciate you, and I consider you a great friend, and actually somebody I inspires me on top of things, you know, and you're my miracle morning brother. And so we're going to tee it up, Bobby Paolini. This is all about you, sir. And I know we kind of wanted to tee in and talk maybe a little bit to the homeowner today. And do you have anything you want to say anything before we jump right in? I know you always have something top of mind.
Well, just a thank you for all the nice things you said about me and how I've been a benefit to you. But the fact that I even met you was a miracle to me, and it came from another NPI member who helped me with a real life situation. So I'll get into that too in a little bit, but iron sharpens iron.
Iron
So
sharpens iron.
Thank you mutually, my friend.
Yeah, absolutely. And you might have missed it earlier, but the thing we were talking about was hope, and it was all talking about struggles. Struggles go to perseverance, perseverance, character, hope, and
yes.
So that was earlier. So hey, let's dive into this.
That's how you do it.
Homeowners, right? So should homeowners looking to sell their property interview other agents, or is it safe just to go with the, hey, I got a friend, or go with a referral or an advertisement?
That is a very good question. Do we have the stats on that? This is what's important, I think, are the numbers. I'm not really a numbers guy, kind of a fluffy guy. So, but we have them.
We got it.
You don't
It's
need a
coming.
visual.
It's going to come.
On average, 72% of homeowners hire the first agent they meet, the first agent they interview, whether they know them already or they don't. I didn't make this stuff up. I'm not even good with CSV files. This came from the National Association of Realtors. But if you go to the doctor and you get like a week to live, are you going to be like, all right, I guess that's okay, and take their word for it? no, you're probably going to get a second opinion.
Right.
And for most people, owning their own home or selling their own home and getting those proceeds is the biggest, most important thing they'll do. And yet, in certain genres, 82% of people take
That's
the
crazy.
first agent they interview.
That's crazy.
I read in a book once, some people may have family members that are realtors, and that's part of that statistic,
Absolutely.
or neighbors or friends. But somebody said once, you don't owe, me anything, you don't owe them anything, but you owe it to yourself to make the right choice. So interview other agents, because I train agents and I hear them reading scripts all the time.
Right.
And I know the difference between right and wrong, but a homeowner may not.
Right.
And I kind of allude to the difference between comparing an eagle to a chicken. They both have feathers, they both have talons, they both have beaks, they both fly. But a chicken only really flies when it has to. It flies if it's being chased or if it needs something. But an eagle has intention. An eagle wakes up to fly. It wakes up to soar above with a grand perspective for the best food, the best nesting areas.
Wow.
And when I'm sitting in front of a homeowner, the things that I do every day to get the results that I get will just come through in that aspect. But if they don't talk to multiple agents, they could be talking to a chicken. They wouldn't even know the difference. So when you interview more than one person, you only know you're looking at a chicken if you can stare into the eye of an eagle. And it does sound a little cliche, but that's really the biggest thing. It's going to help you. It's going to help you leverage what is right and what is not, and what's best for you.
I loved that analogy. That was awesome. So, hey, we're in Pinellas County. I know Mr. David Bennett down at Pro, great organization, and a lot of realtors that are part of that. A lot of realtors. You're not like one of 2, one of 50, one of 100. So let me ask you this. How do you manage to absolutely crush it, to absolutely produce results so much greater than any other agent by far in this area, which last time I looked was like 7,000?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit more. That's a good question. And most people, it's hard to even answer without just talking about yourself. But for me, the aha was I didn't even realize or know why I started producing exponential and far superior results to even agents next to me in the office. And it was analyzing that success that made me find and pinpoint what it was and then create a system around that to duplicate it, which is why I also wrote the book, which we'll talk about too, I'm sure. But I like to give you a little anecdote. There's a story that better describes it. It's called The Boy and the Stone. I didn't make it up. I think I saw it on Facebook, but it wasn't really necessarily about this. But I always take information and use it for how it'll help me and my clients. But so one day this boy, he becomes a teenager, and he always has seen this stone on the top of the fire mantle at his house. And finally he just decides to ask his dad about the stone. And the dad says, "You want to know about the stone? Okay, here, how about we do this first? Do me a favor. I want you to take this stone. It's nothing but a little rock, right? Just sitting on top of the fire mantle. Take the stone, go out to the town village in the center of the village where the fountain is. Hold out the stone and hold up 2 fingers. That's it. Don't say a word. Don't do anything. Don't give it away. Don't sell it. Don't lose it. Just hold it out and hold up 2 fingers." So he goes, "Okay, whatever." So he goes to the village, goes by the fountain, does exactly what his dad says. A couple minutes later, a woman walks up and she goes, "Young man, that's a nice looking stone you have there. I'll give you $2 for it." He looks surprised and he's like, "Oh, okay, whatever." He remembers what his dad said, runs home. Dad goes, "All right, what'd you think?" He goes, "I don't get it, but whatever it takes."
Okay.
Dad goes, "Okay, one more time, do something else for me. Do the exact same thing. Take the stone, hold up 2 fingers, don't say a word, but this time go just past the fountain to where the museum is, just at the edge of town."
Okay.
So he goes, "Okay," he walks all the way down to the museum. He goes, "Stand in the center of the lobby, hold out that stone, and just hold up 2 fingers. Okay, fine." So the boy does that. And about 10, 15 minutes later, the manager comes up to him, and he says, "Young man, we're collecting all the time artifacts like what you have there for this great museum for many people to see. I'll give you $2,000 for that stone." And the boy's shocked, but he remembers what his dad said, runs home, right? So thinking, what's going on here? Third time, the father goes, okay, do you understand what I'm trying to teach you? The boy's like, no. He goes, one more time. I want you to do something for me. This time, do the same thing. Take it outside of the village, out past the museum where the quarry is, where they dig for all the rocks and the gems and the stones and supply everything to the jeweler. Go down there, hold out the stone, hold up 2 fingers. He does what his dad says. About an hour later, the owner comes up and says, young man, I've spent most of my life in millions of dollars digging in this big old hole for stones just like that. I'll give you $2 million for the stone. So really, let's end the story right there. So what's the big point here? It was the same boy, the same stone, but the only thing that changed was who saw it.
Right.
Right there at the fountain, the woman was only willing to give $2. So the way I look at it is really when you're selling someone's property, it's the money that they're trying to get. And it matters who sees it.
Right.
You don't take the easy way out and just kind of barely promote something, or you always want to find the ideal buyer for that seller and the ideal seller for that buyer. So if I was trying to sell my Ferrari, and I wanted as much exposure as possible, and I went on Craigslist and did a huge little ad there, I'd probably get a nice ego stroke. I'd have 1 million people saying, what an awesome Ferrari.
Right.
I'd have 1 million views, and it'd be great. But am I guaranteed to get the price I want? No, because probably in that median, there are so many people that really want it and can't afford it. So they're going to reverse it and tell you 1 million different reasons why it's not worth that much, because they want it at the price they want it for.
Right.
So what does that person need to do? That person needs to find a professional that knows people who are affluent enough to own Ferraris, like Ferraris, love Ferraris, buy Ferraris, and know a lot about them. And then that person is in that trust, that know, like, and trust with that other person. They become your advocate. And that is how you get the price you want for your Ferrari, and less hassle, less headache, and your hair won't fall out. Let me do that. But
that's awesome. That's a great story, Bobby. And time flies, my man. So we're down to like a minute-ish. So it's just crazy.
That's all
a
good.
minute and a half here. So I think about this often myself. What do you think sellers should do if they want to move, but they cannot afford the down payment on their new home until they get the money for the old one?
Ooh, that is a common thing, actually. And the short answer is a simultaneous close. Right? If you're super affluent, you can have 10 mortgages at once, you know, and you're picky about the house you're looking for next versus what you also want to get for yours, which I would be the exact same way, then you would really just kind of buy the house you want, move out, and then sell it. But it doesn't work that way. So the thing to do is the simultaneous close, which we manage perfectly. It's all about really timing.
Gotcha.
You need the agent to set you up with the right listing and the right type of process where you can almost time the sale and the closing of that property, and then simultaneous to that, you're kind of looking for houses, and basically we have one this morning actually. You come in, let's say 9, 10 o'clock, you sign, you close on your house, a few hours later, everybody shows up for the new house that you're going to buy, and the one title company funds the other, and everybody wins. They'll take your proceeds from the first house, carry it over to the second. If we had 30 more minutes, I'd give you all the details, but a simultaneous close is very easy to do.
That's good. And we have 5 seconds. So, Bobby Paolini, rock star, Suncoast NPI TV. Thank you very much for viewing, everybody.